Hi, this is video number 2 that corresponds with the book that I'm almost done writing called From Passion to Profit, Fun Playbook for Creative Founders. And today we're going to talk about what you're worth. It's about putting value on your own time. This is notoriously overlooked by founders, especially creative founders. So I'm going to give you some very simple math. I listen to My First Million, a podcast that is fantastic, by the way. They always joke about doing public math. I'm not supposed to do public math, but I'm going to go ahead and do public math. When we talk about the value of your time, let's go to the question. The first question is, what would you like to make in a year? To do some easy math, let's just say you want to make $120,000 a year. If you didn't know how to get to that annual number, you can look at your monthly expenses, look at what would make you happy to earn monthly, and then just multiply it by 12 to get to that annual number. That can work. But what I did is I picked 120,000 because it's an even number when it comes to the monthly, and that would be $10,000 a month. I don't know, that might be a lot for you. It might be not even close to enough for you. I don't know, but this is for the formula behind how I even calculate the numbers of what we want to achieve every single month in our business. So first, start with your own value. What do you want to make? Either monthly or annually. Do the math, multiply by 12 or divide by 12 to get to that number. Let's say it's 120,000 a year, and that would make it $10,000 a month. And then you look at, let's say what you're selling is $100. And out of that $100, you're actually only making $40 in profit, in net profit from that $100 sale. That would also mean 40% net margins on your sales. So I want to assume that the cost of your time is also in that. We'll visit that later. But overall, let's say you're making $40 every time you sell a $100 product. Then what you want to do is look at how many of those do I need to sell in a month. So since the months vary in days, on average, there's 30 days in a month. I'm going to go with the number 30 because chances are whatever you have, you can also sell in e-commerce. So technically you have 7 days a week to sell those things while you're sleeping, whatever it might be. Let's just assume 30 days a month, you have the doors open somehow for sales to happen. So if that's the case, if you're only making $40 net profit on every single sale, what you want to do is look at that and say, okay, so I want to make $10,000 a month. So I'm going to divide that by 40. And when I divide $10,000 by 40, I get 250. So what that 250 is, it's the number of sales that you need to make in a month. So if you divide the 250 by 30 days in a month, it really means that you need to make about 8 sales a day to get to your number of $10,000 a month. And I hope this makes sense. If you need to play this over, I'll put the formula here to let it seep in. Please do, it's well worth it. Once you get these numbers down, it really helps you stay motivated because you understand that you don't need to conquer the world and make 100 sales a day in order to be happy. If you can just hit that number of 8 sales, let's say you only need to make $60,000 in a year, then that's 4 sales a day. And hopefully this starts making sense in that particular formula. It also is motivating in the sense that you might want to figure out how you can make your average order size higher. So you have to make fewer sales a day, and you're hitting a real need. So it's super easy for you to make 5 to 8 sales a day, but you're making more money in every sale. Maybe you can add on little things that don't cost you any more money. So you have to get creative there. And that's a whole different topic of how you bring up your average order size and also how you get your sales flowing. Those are completely different topics. Don't even think about them in this stage. You really just have to look at the basic formula so you have an idea of that monthly or daily goal. So let's stop that right now. We're going to go on to a related topic, but it's about valuing your time. I have a formula. If you're working for a company and you're performing this particular magic that you're exercising in your side gig or whatever you're doing on your own, what would you expect an employer to pay you? What would you be worth, right? So if that's the case, let's do the same thing. Let's say it's $120,000 a year. If that's the case, it goes back to that same thing of, okay, so what's my time worth? If you're at $60 an hour and you're selling something, you should be adding your hours into that particular sale to value your time. Look at how you value your own time in every sale. Here's a math hack that'll help you through your entire business life, and it helps you determine very quickly the value of your time hourly versus annually, or annually and what it equates to hourly. If you work full-time 40-hour weeks, that adds up to 2,080 hours a year. If you want to get accurate, you can always use the 2,080, but I just use 2,000. I round it. This is why I call it a math hack. It's not extremely accurate, but it gives you the general idea. If you're making $120,000 a year and you need to quickly figure out what that equates to hourly, just split 120 in half, and that's 60. So that equals $60 an hour. If you're earning $100,000 a year, I just split that in half, and that equates to $50 an hour. So if you actually do the math the other way, just multiply 50 by 2 and it gives you 100, that's $100,000 a year. If you want to stay accurate, you can stick to the 2,080 number and do the math this way. But I wanted to give you the shortcut to make a difference in your life and to always help you remember to value your time whenever you're doing anything in business. So let's go back to the fact that I said we're selling something for $100 and you're only making $40 per sale. That's 40% net profit. So I did add the value of your time in that. Many entrepreneurs, not just creatives, they'll forget that part and they'll say these hard costs are my overhead, the parts I have to buy, I have to pay Steve for this, blah, blah, blah. For this particular product that we're selling, you could actually be making 60% profit margins, but I reduced it because I put some value on your time. Puts a little more on how much you need to sell, but I think it's incredibly important to put value on your time with whatever you do. If anything involves your time, that's what you're including in there. We'll have a completely separate video on what is net profit and loss, but I hope this at least helps you in this early stage understand how much will it take to make you happy. You need to define what's it going to take to make me happy as far as my earnings go, or how much do I need to make before I can afford to quit my day job, or whatever you have going on. It is so important at the very beginning to understand your numbers, how you apply those numbers down to how many units of something you need to sell every day, assuming a month is 30 days. So I hope you found this useful, and please, you can influence the book. You can influence these videos. Please let me know what you need. I like keeping business as fun and easy to understand. So please message me through the website, and also always look for things like fun worksheets that you can find on our website that help you go through the numbers yourself. Okay, I hope you appreciate this. Bye for now.